on our journey here on the Go Laurel Highlands Adventure Series, your connection to all of the exciting adventures, cultural attractions, and rich history of the Laurel Highlands region. Kelly Brisbane here from Go Laurel Highlands, and on today's adventure series we are at Touchstone Center for Crafts in Fayette County in the beautiful Laurel Highlands. We're going to explore the campus. What you may not know, they have artist retreats, date nights, team building, and so much more. Tonight I'm going to bring my husband on board and we're going to experience a mosaic date night. So come along on today's adventure. Hello.
Hi there. Welcome to Touchstone.
Hi, good to see you, Dean.
Nice
This is my husband, Dash, yes.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
We're excited to be here today.
Welcome back. This is your second.
It's our second date night.
Yeah.
First experience was blacksmithing, so I'm really excited about mosaics.
Yeah, so tonight you'll be in the glass studio doing mosaics with Erica.
Okay.
And she has a great project planned.
Wonderful.
So that'd be awesome.
That's great. Before we get started, is it possible that we do like a mini tour to show our guests here everything that they can do here?
My favorite thing to do is to show people around.
Awesome. Yes. Well, where do we begin?
Well, let's start in the gallery. So out here is our gallery store. We have over 50 regional artists represented with handmade items from a range of things like jewelry and ceramics and blacksmithing and yeah, we can come take a look.
These welded, what is
Yeah.
this? This is incredible.
We call this the Iron Gate
The
Gallery,
Iron Gate
which
Gallery.
It's pretty obvious why, but these gates were built here in a workshop. I don't know how many years ago, but yeah.
They're very cool.
And this year we've expanded our gallery cells. We are going to remain open till the end of the year. People just can drop by and pick up some gifts for the holidays.
Oh my goodness, these are beautiful. Everything's gorgeous. So 50 local artists, you said, within the region? Regional artists.
And most of them have connection to Touchstone, whether they're current interns or former interns or instructors that teach here.
Okay.
Our instructors come from across the country and they're well known in their craft. So it attracts people from all over to come take their workshops.
And you guys, I saw the sign outside, so 50 years, is that right?
Yeah, last year was our 50th anniversary.
Amazing.
Touchstone started in 1972 in Mill Run. They were called Pioneers Crafts Council. And their mission was to preserve traditional Appalachian crafts. So they did weaving and blacksmithing and ceramics and a variety of art forms. But now we've expanded that to include contemporary methods too. We offer anywhere from a 2-day to a 5-day workshop. And we have, you'll see on our tour, we have cabins and dorms and a chef on staff. And
wow.
People stay and immerse themselves in their art for a whole week.
That's so beautiful.
You're kind of disconnected in
Yeah.
a way. Well, we do have Wi-Fi and all, but you can stay connected.
Yes.
But
Very creative
it's
environment,
easy to
though.
shut things off.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. And that creative energy started long ago. Like we would be nothing without the founders. But
Yeah.
before this was Touchstone, it was called Camp Dunnebeck.
I saw that.
Yeah, and it was a school for boys with dyslexia. So that creative learning is still happening today.
That environment, yeah, for sure. So you have a lot of different spaces here too, which I want to call out. So not only can you do retreats, but you can do team building, company team building, group retreats, artist community retreats. You have this big room over here. That's basically for like larger parties, I'm assuming.
Sure, we call it the Great Room.
Yeah.
And it is pretty great. It has a beautiful fireplace. It has accommodations for up to 100 people.
Oh.
And we just kind of launched this team building because we found that people can be more creative in their thinking when they've worked with their hands a bit.
Yeah.
So we wrap a little creative project, and you guys
Yeah, were we your
experienced
first?
that. Yeah, you were one of the first.
So yeah, Go Laurel Highlands, a year ago, we had our first team building experience here. That was amazing. We got to use our hands and do clay, which I love. So I think that we all learned a lot from that. But
And do you still have your piece sitting
I do.
your
It's on my desk.
Yeah. I visited and I saw everybody had one. It was great.
Yeah. All right, cool. So this is beautiful, and this store has moved, so you definitely have expanded. And then I believe you have a gallery too, yeah?
Yeah, let's go see
All right,
the gallery.
cool. Come along, Dash. Oh, wow.
So this is the B. Campbell Galleries. We have this space split up into 2 different exhibitions right now. The back half of the space is an example of our instructor work. So these are some of the instructors that have taught here this summer. Every year we have an exhibition that includes work from our instructors.
That's really neat.
The front half of the gallery, we like to partner with other arts organizations from the area. So this is Pittsburgh Ceramics Collective. We have some beautiful pieces by, the sculpture is by Mac McCusker, and the plate in the back is by Bill Strickland, who founded Manchester Craftsmen's Guild.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of the people have taken workshops here or been here at different times. And the galleries rotate throughout the season, starting in May and ending usually in October. But this year we're going to keep the galleries open for a little bit longer, and we're going to be mounting an exhibition of our intern work that will open up in October.
Do you have any idea approximately how many people come to see the exhibits?
Yes, so this year we've had a huge increase, and partially because of the mention in the Laurel Highlands destination guide. We had a great write-up about our date nights and our galleries. So we've had over 1,500 people visit so far, and we track them, and we always ask, where they're coming from and how they heard about us. And top things are Go Laurel Highlands, and they come from other partners. Fallingwater, they might be visiting the area and they tell them about us, or the Visitors Bureau.
Are most of them regional, or do you get a lot of people outside of the region?
Mostly from outside of the region, more than local. This year we've had people from Canada, because we had an exhibition in the early part of the summer that was an artist from Manitoba, Canada. And we've had people from Kentucky, Maine, Florida, just all over the country.
Very cool.
They're usually staying in the area too.
Okay.
That's
and
looking
goal.
for things to do that's arts and culture related, and that's how they find us.
I love that.
Touchstone's located on over 150 acres.
Wow.
We use about 15 of the acres. We have 7 different art studios, and you can see some of them right here. This is the main part of campus. So this is Sarah's studio. It used to be for children's programming, and now we still offer children's programming a couple times a year, but we use it in another studio. So we've converted this to be an artist residency space.
Oh, I love that.
So artists come, and you need time away from your own practice, but time to focus on your work, and this gives them the space to do that.
So do they have to apply to be a part of that program, or how does that work?
The applications go online every January, and we'll be announcing that on January 1st. And you can apply and select anywhere from a 1 to 2 week residency.
Nice. You want to go ahead that right now?
Yeah. And over here we have the campfire. At night, there's usually a lot of people coming together and talking about what happened in the studios at the campfire.
Well, and the temperatures drop this time of the year, so it's a good place to warm up. Yeah.
And there's always a lot of toasted marshmallows going
Yum.
on. But everybody's favorite night is pizza night.
Yes, I've heard.
We have a wood-fired pizza oven. Our chef and some other people will make handcrafted artisanal pizzas that will blow your mind.
Cool.
And up here is the dining hall. We have 2 spaces. And most people sit outside on the porch and eat lunch and dinner. but there's also indoor spaces. We have weekly auctions that are for the workshop participants. Sometimes the instructors will, donate a piece of art, or people that are taking the workshop, and you bid on it, and your chance to go home with like a really cool handmade item.
Oh, beautiful.
All of the money that we raise from that goes to offering scholarships.
Nice.
We work really hard to make this experience accessible for everybody, and this year we gave over $70,000 worth of scholarships.
Wow. Wow. Now, when people are staying here, they eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner here? Is that how that works?
You get to choose a meal plan. We do have a lot of people that, our accommodations are pretty rustic.
Yeah,
and that is what most people
That's
like.
part of the creativity, right?
Yeah, but you also have the option of staying at other properties nearby.
Sure,
So a lot of people will stay at Summit Inn or
Summit Inn,
Nemacolin or
Lodge at Chalk
Hill
Hill.
Lodge.
Yeah.
And so,
Or even Ohiopyle's close too.
Yes,
yeah.
like there's a lot of Airbnbs. that
Definitely
people-
popping
or
up.
Other campgrounds too. And so you can choose your meal plan. You could do breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or you could do lunch only. Definitely breakfast, lunch, and dinner is the best option because, you don't have to worry about where we're going to eat dinner.
Yeah.
But the one big surprise for everybody is the food is amazing.
Oh,
we have a chef
good.
that's on staff all summer, and he
That's
does
a blessing.
a really great job.
That is a
So,
blessing.
yeah.
Finding a chef is key. Now, there's a story about the kiln, right?
Yeah.
This is where we had our team building. We did clay. Yeah. Thank you.
Wow.
Hit them. Thanks. It looks different now. You guys used to have the table like down the middle.
Sure, we can convert all of our spaces for different types
Different
of workshops.
arrangements.
This
Okay.
weekend, we're getting ready for a wood firing. So it's set up for that, where they have the glazes ready for the
1, 2, 3,
participants.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wheels.
There's
And
12 wheels.
one
Yes.
one that you do yourself, like the Flintstones.
Right. I guess a hamster could run around it or something. But all of our studios are set up for 12 participants, and in this studio we can do anywhere from wheel throwing, like functional objects, or sculptural work or hand building. You guys did a hand building project when you were here. So this studio is open air. All of our studios get winterized, so our workshops usually just run from May through September.
Okay.
And on the other side, you have the creek.
Yes,
So
I know it's so
while you're working,
pretty.
you get to hear that creek
Yes.
rolling.
Do you hear it?
Yeah.
Right there. There's the one space that you showed us where I think they might do yoga or something, painting maybe, and you can really hear it there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
up in the painting studio.
Yeah. All right.
Back here is the kiln room. We have a couple electric kilns, and they do a lot of the glazing in here. So this is getting ready for the wood firing that's happening. There's some of those pigs you were looking at in the
Yeah.
gallery, these beautiful pumpkins.
Do
by
you
Barb
need to
Crichton.
wait until you have a certain amount of things to fire to do that, or how do you?
Yeah, you have to fill up the kiln because
Okay.
it's an effort. So
Isn't it true that like if one piece blows up, it can ruin other
it could
people's
ruin it,
pieces?
yeah. This summer I made a little bird and it blew up in the electric kiln. It wasn't my fault.
Oh no.
But yeah, so they're getting ready to fire this weekend in the wood-fired kiln, which we'll go outside and see.
Now that is new, right?
Yeah, this was rebuilt last year, thanks to a Fayette County Tourism grant.
Wonderful.
So this is the kiln yard. Over here we have a gas-fired kiln, and the main kiln back here is a Noborigama wood-fired kiln.
How do you say that?
Noborigama, which
Noborigama.
is Japanese for two-chamber. So they're typically built on a hillside, and this weekend we're getting ready. That's why there's a lot of wood piled ready for this wood firing. And they'll start tomorrow morning by building a fire down here in the bottom. Once they get that up to temperature, the fire starts rolling through the chambers. Each chamber, which we'll go around and look at, will get filled with about 200 pots. And once they get it up to temperature, it has to stay there for 48 to 72 hours. And then
What's the temperature?
2,000 degrees. Yeah.
And you said they start the fire here, or do they put stuff in over here?
They started here,
Right
and
here.
then there's other holes where they can put
more.
other wood and throw. So it's an atmospheric firing, and the surface comes from the ash and the soda that would be coming from the fire.
So do a lot of people have something like this, or is this rare?
It's pretty unique. I mean, there are a few in the area, in the Pittsburgh area, and some of the other craft schools.
Does it do a different process in terms of the final product, I would say, versus what would be the electric or gas?
So once you've seen a wood-fired pot, you'll know. See, all these colors come from the ash and the flame. And it's definitely different. It's less controlled. You don't know what you're going to get.
You don't use glaze?
There is glazes that go on,
Okay.
but they're specific to this process.
That's beautiful.
So they'll fire for a whole weekend. They're 24 hours. They take shifts. So we call it a community wood firing.
Like all night?
All night long. Yeah, because you couldn't let it drop temperature.
Yes.
And so once they know it's done, they shut the fire off and they have to let it cool for a week.
I don't think we're going to do that tonight. I wouldn't be able to stay up, so neat. All right.
So over here you can see the chambers. So this kiln was rebuilt last year. It was first built 20 years ago by Kevin Crow. And through a Fayette County tourism grant, we were able to bring him back last year to rebuild it.
Where is he from?
He's from North Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
the
they'll
pieces
stack,
go in there,
these are the kiln shelves here, and you can see they'll stack those and fit all those pots in there. It's
So
like
you're
a Jenga
watching it
puzzle.
happen.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild.
Well, no, then it gets bricked up.
It gets bricked
then
up.
It gets closed up.
Okay.
'Cause you couldn't have
you
that.
couldn't get the 2,000 degrees if it was open like that.
But once it gets rolling, there's flames that shoot out the top, and it's pretty amazing.
Pretty cool. Very neat. Thank you for showing us this. Where to next?
Let's go back to the painting studio.
Okay. Yeah, the beautiful. I mean, we can hear the water here, but you can really hear it there a lot.
Yeah.
It's neat.
So on our way to the painting studio, we're passing the cabins. These cabins are original to the property back when it was Camp
The camp?
Dunnebeck. They can house anywhere from 1 to 4 people.
Are there like beds in there? Or?
Yeah, it's like a cot. It's very rustic. There's a table, and they all have like a beautiful porch.
Yeah.
You can grab your coffee and
Nice.
sit on the porch. Those are our most rustic accommodations. We also allow camping.
Yeah, I was going to say that. We saw people the last time camping, so that was, I didn't know you did that.
Yeah, like the one year, I mean, camping can be as minimalist as you want it, or it can be a little more. So we had one lady who had a couple different tents, and it was her like living area.
Oh,
and
wow.
It was pretty neat.
That's cool.
Look how pretty that is. Was this a certain project you guys did?
Yeah, that was done by Stevo Sidvari. He's a mosaic artist from Pittsburgh. You'll see his work at the Ruins Project. He did the big train. And he came here to teach last summer and just surprised us and left that here.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is the Robert Little studio. Robert Little has been involved with Touchstone since the beginning. He actually created the first logo that we used, which is a teasel or a thistle that grows all over this area. And the reason why they selected it, because it is used in craft to comb wool. So it was kind of a nod both to the area and also to traditional craft. So this studio can be converted for a lot of different things. This weekend we're holding a leather tooling class. In the class that everyone will make their own version of a leather bag purse.
Wow.
So we have these tables that adjust and the lighting, and we've done basketry in here and a variety of things like acrylic painting, watercolor painting. I teach a watercolor class. You'll have to come back and take it sometime.
And at all of the classes, Dean, so like if you don't have any experience, it's okay, right?
It depends.
Or do you need a little bit?
So the best thing to do is to look on our website, and if it's a more advanced class, we'll
they
state
tell you.
that.
That's right, and that's great.
And some of them are for all levels. And so sometimes you'll have a complete beginner sitting next to a professional artist, you know. But, you know, I would, you know, if you're unsure, it's always good to call, and we can point you to the right workshop so you're not frustrated.
Are we okay for mosaics?
I don't know. I haven't seen your skills. So if camping or cabins isn't your thing, we also have our dorms, which are our more modern accommodations. In each building, we have 2 different buildings. In each building, there are 4 rooms on each floor that can house 2 people. There's a restroom, there's 2 restrooms on each floor as well. If you're staying in the cabins, you use the bathhouse. So a lot of people just like to be able to be inside, you know, at night.
Do you have heat in this one?
There's heat in here, yeah.
Okay. And so are these the cabins as well over here, or what are these?
Yeah, these are some more cabins that are also original to the campus, and that's where our property extends back there. This is one of the camping areas where people will pitch a tent. We do get a lot of people that, you know, choose that route, so it's
that's a good space. It's tucked away from everyone, right? Yeah, and then if you're blacksmithing, you're right there.
Yeah, so right up here is the blacksmithing and the small metals studio.
Okay. Small metals, so what kinds of things?
Small metals is small metals and jewelry. So in that studio, we'll do anything from like stone setting to chains, and it's our casting. We have enameling. This year, I got the chance to take my first 5-day workshop, and it was mokamegane, which means wood-grained metal. I'm not wearing the ring today, but it's a process, a Japanese process that is 400 years old, where you layer the metals together and create a block of one metal once you've heated it up, and then you manipulated it to reveal patterns that come to the surface and the different layers as you go down. So
that sounds nice.
So this is the Hartmore Blacksmithing Studio. It was built about 20 some years ago and designed as a teaching forge. So inside there are 12 coal-fired forges plus an instructor hearth, and it was designed by a bunch of people, but Jim Campbell, who was instrumental in designing the studio. It's one of the best in the country. We do blacksmithing. There will be a date night tonight, so it's gonna get hot up here. And we'll do anything from like functional blacksmithing, you know, hooks and...
It's a lot harder than I realized. and your intention is to I burnt my finger.
Yes.
Yeah. I was a bad student.
But it makes you appreciate.
It
like
does.
Now you see an iron railing and you think, oh,
I know.
how
Or
it
a
was
shepherd's
done.
hook.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, whoa. Yeah.
So in the date nights, you'll make like a hook or a bottle opener, or this year they did like a pendant, a leaf pendant. Or we'll have more advanced things like sculptural ironwork, and we've done castings, partnered with other organizations to do things like that. So
Very cool.
this is the Susan Bremo Cox studio, glass studio. We do lamp working mostly in here, but we also can convert the studio to do stained glass, or tonight you'll be doing a mosaic project. It's also set up for 12 participants plus an instructor, and Erica's in there getting everything ready.
Awesome.
We're going to play a game called Tribons, birds or Australian slang words, real or fake flavors of Doritos. Hey everybody, this is Jeff from the Stuff I Never Knew Trivia Game Show, and we are looking for contestants for future episodes. If you'd like to play trivia here on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel, head over to stuffineverknew.com, click Be a Player, fill out the short form, and we'll get you on a future episode. Hope to see you in the hot seat.